Hello, and welcome to the How to Play video for Omen. In this two-player game, you face off against your sibling in a contest to prove that you are the greatest child of the Olympian offspring. Before we begin, I want to point out that I will be showing off a pre-production copy of the game. There may be differences in the final product. Also, there will be multiple Omen games available, each with their own unique cards, abilities, and keywords. But the base rules taught here will be applicable to all of them. With that out of the way, let's begin. There are two types of cards in Omen: city/craters and units. The city crater cards are double-sided with the city on one side and a crater on the other. Craters represent blessed vases hidden by the gods. Winning them is the main goal of the game. As players sack cities, these crater cards will be added to their hands. Craters in your hand at the end of the game will be worth 2 points. You can also break the crater for a powerful effect, but reducing their point value to 1. The rest of the cards are units. Units have a name, 3 value numbers, and 2 traits. The yellow number is the cost value, which indicates how many coins it costs to play the unit. The red number is the strength value and is used to determine who wins the sacked city. And the blue number is the offering value and indicates how many units or coins you receive when discarded as an offering. To set up the game, sit across from your opponent and separate the 22 unit cards from the 6 crater cards. You will need to provide 20 coins yourself. Any sort of tokens will do. Shuffle the unit cards and place them in a face-down deck to the side of the play area. Place the coins beside the deck. Now, shuffle the 6 crater cards and make 3 face-down stacks between the players, each with 2 cards. These form the 3 cities in the game. Each player then draws 4 units and receives 4 coins from the supply. The game is now ready to begin. To determine the first player, each player chooses a card from their hand to be their envoy and places it face down on the table. Once both envoys are selected, flip them over to reveal them. Add up the cost, strength, and offering values of your envoy and compare the total to your opponent's. In this example, you play the Horror of the Depths, which has a combined value of 10 compared to the combined value of 5 that your opponent played. You will be the first player, so you discard your envoy next to the unit deck, while your opponent takes their envoy back into their hand. If the combined values are tied, then the envoy with the higher strength value wins. If there's still a tie, then the older player wins. Whoever's turn it is considered the active player, and their opponent is the opposing player. Players will alternate being the active player until all 6 cities have been raised. Players will then gain points for the craters they've collected, triumphs they've accomplished, and coveted units still in their hand. The player with the most points is the winner. Your turn is divided into 5 steps. During the wealth step, you have 3 wealth actions. Each action allows you to either draw a unit into your hand or gain a coin. You can mix these actions however you'd like. You could, for example, use 2 wealth actions to gain 2 coins and your last wealth action to draw a unit. However, if you use all 3 of your wealth actions to gain coins, you gain 1 extra coin as a bonus. Likewise, if you use all of your actions to draw units, you draw 1 extra bonus unit. During the surge step, you'll play units from your hand by paying coins. To play a unit into a city, place the unit onto your side of one of the available cities. Then, pay the coins indicated by the cost value to the supply. It's important to note that you can never have more than 5 units in any given city. Also, any unit with the myriad trait counts as 2 units. That means in this scenario, you would not be able to play a unit into the left city because it is already full. You could, however, play into the other 2 cities if you wanted to. Units with the bolster trait will trigger an effect when entering a city. Simply follow the description at the bottom of the card to utilize the effect. If a unit has the jilt trait, you can activate the effect by paying the cost value and discarding it. For example, you could pay 2 coins to use the effect of the Child of the Wind and Wave to force your opponent to discard a card while you gain coins, then discard the unit. Units with the Fate, Pilfer, or Recruit trait can be discarded without paying the cost value in order to gain an effect. These effects are detailed on the player aid, which you can find on the game's website. You can play as many units as you like on your turn, as long as you have enough coins or units in hand. Once per surge step, you may use the effect of 1 crater card in your hand. Reveal the crater, follow the effects, and then place the crater off to the side in your rewards area. Rotate it to indicate that the crater is now broken. Craters in your hand at the end of the game are worth 2 points, while broken craters are worth 1. During the portent step, you can use the effects of any units on your side of the cities with the Glean trait. If you have multiple units with Glean, you can choose the order in which to activate them. Units with the Triumph trait have certain conditions that must be met during a specific step of your turn. The Chosen of Artemis, for example, is checked during the portent step. If you meet the requirements stated, take the unit and place it face down in your rewards area. Face down units in your rewards area are worth 2 points. During the war step, any sacked cities are resolved. A city is sacked if the opposing player has at least 3 units on their side of the city, and/or there are a total of 5 or more units in the city regardless of which side they are on. Let's go over a few examples. This city would be sacked because the opposing player has 4 units and you have 1. Remember, myriad units count as 2. This meets the requirements of the opposing player having at least 3 units and there being a total of 5 or more total units in the city. This city would also be sacked. Even though the opposing player has no units in the city, there are a total of 5 units. The last city would not be sacked because the opposing player does not have 3 units and there are not 5 units in the city. In each sacked city, determine the winner of the contest by comparing the combined strength of your units to the opposing players. The player with the higher combined strength wins and takes the top creator card of that city into their hand. They then destroy all but one of their units in that city. The other player destroys all but 2 of their units. If there are no craters remaining in that city, it is considered razed and all units from both sides are destroyed. During the offering step, you may discard 1 unit from your hand to gain additional units or coins. Choose a card from your hand, and the offering value of that unit dictates how many units or coins to gain. You can draw units or coins in any combination you'd like. By offering the Athenian conscript, you gain 2 coins, 2 units, or 1 of each. Your turn is now over, and you must discard units until you have a maximum of 6 cards in your hand, and lose coins until you have a maximum of 7. If the game has not ended, the opposing player now becomes the active player, and they take their turn. The game ends if all 3 cities have been razed at the end of the active player's turn. Players tally up their points, and the player with the most has proven to be the greater sibling and wins the game. You earn 2 points for every creator card in your hand, 1 point for every unit with the coveted trait in your hand, 2 points for every face-down unit in your rewards area, and 1 point for each broken crater in your rewards area. If there is a tie, the player with the most face-down units in the rewards area wins. If there is still a tie, the player with the most coveted units in their hand wins. And if there is still a tie, play the game again. And that is how to play Omen.